Hey y'all. Hello, everybody. I know I ain't seen y'all in a couple of days. Hopefully y'all been alright and okay. Y'all not expecting me to be on here. Good morning. Good morning, Pumpkin. Good morning, Miss Muffin. Listen, did y'all get a break? Because I needed one. And I really still need probably a couple more days. But this is what we going to do right now. Good morning, Tulip. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Whew. Good morning. Y'all, I be needing a break from social media. If y'all haven't, look, I gotta put this stomach up. It's just doing whatever it wants to. Yeah, I be needing a break, family. I really do. I be overstimulated. And as y'all can see, I am taking less and less time to be on here and more time to be in my thoughts and in my journal and getting back to a semi-normal life. Because for real, social media will do some damage if you don't keep it in check. You know what I mean? Like I washed all my laundry, folded all my laundry, washed my sheets and scrub baseboards. You know what I mean? Stuff that I overlook for a month or two. Not my laundry, but it be piling up because I be doing so much. You know what I mean? And then I'm always not, working. I'm not ever working basically. Even if I'm on a regular phone call, it still be work. So I've just been trying to make sure that I am still taking time for myself. Does that make sense? I have to, because I realize from the time I get up to the time I go to sleep, I'm working. So I took some time. I was able to like go through my seasoning cabinet. You know what I mean? Stuff that you probably do once a month, but I don't be having time. I really don't, which is crazy. But I don't be having time. And then making myself stay off the internet too. Yeah, listen, making myself stay off the internet as far as just scrolling. Yeah, you won't be able to get nothing done if you're constantly on the internet. When I met y'all, I barely used it unless I was researching, and the hours will pass away. And it'll be dark time. So I've been trying to disconnect as much as I can from devices if it's not class or looking for something specific, because you will get caught in that thumb swipe. Me and my son talked about it yesterday. He was like, Mom, it really is brain rot. Yeah, I can't. I gotta, like, I finished the coloring. I played the video game with I got a chance to talk to my real mom, because she's going through some things. I talked to my kids, just going back to living life off the screen and not being glued to a screen 8 hours a day. You know what I mean? I have all these beautiful books in here and stuff. And so I just, like, I made myself, me and my son were talking about dragons last night. You know what I mean? Just getting back to a regular life, too. You know what I mean? Just regular life. And I'm constantly having devices in my hand. So I've been trying to do stuff where I don't even look at my phone. I don't even, if I'm watching, I'm turning off notifications because we need to disconnect sometimes. It is overrated. It really is. And I think that's why for so many years I was just reading. I didn't watch a lot of TV. Now I did watch like Game of Thrones and stuff like that because it was stuff that I was learning about. But if I watched TV, it was only TV that was teaching me something. Does that make sense? Like I didn't watch a lot of comedies and stuff like that. Documentaries, about ancient times. Hey, auntie, and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm trying to get myself back on the because it is easy to get swept up. It really is. It is so easy to get swept up in the internet and not what everybody is seeing, but just all of the different views that are coming out. And then seeing people cut up and act crazy and the racism and all of that stuff. So it can be, hey sis, it can be heavy on your mind. You know what I mean? So I've been just disconnecting as much as I can. Like I've been posting stuff that I think is important. Yeah, Auntie Judy, I got to use hey Rika, I got to use the weight yesterday. Let me tell you something. Sometimes your help can be sitting right in front of your face. Because I hold that phone in my hand so much, I know that it has made my arm muscles weak. Do you know yesterday when I got out of the shower, I used that 5 pound weight? And the shoulder pain that I normally have this morning, I don't have it. I said, not that's been hanging on my bed for over a year. And I've used it a couple times. But when I did that, when I tell you that pull that I've been having is from holding the phone and holding your arm like this. I just did like 20 reps with that. And when I tell you no pain in my shoulder, I said, oh, Auntie Judy was on to something. So I'll be using that more often. I used it on my legs. I sat on my bed and I just lifted it up. You know what I mean? Like, I said, oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Like, literally. Because it's always this muscle. So, you know, you can work different ways. So I just, and I held it. When I tell you no pain, I said, so you know I did the other arm too. All that tightness I normally have in my neck, no ma'am. No ma'am. I've been stretching like crazy because I realized it's tension. That's all it is. It's tension. Crazy, right? Crazy. It's tension. That's what it is. It's tension. And once I relieve because I've been using my massager, that wasn't getting it. And I did that. I said, oh my goodness. So I'll be doing it again today. hmm I've been trying to do different things because I don't go to the gym. I don't do none of that. But I know how to work out in my house because my brothers used to make me do it. Hand grip exercise also as well. Yep, I'm going to get on it, Auntie. But all of that tension I normally feel, like, that's crazy that just doing 20 reps of that, like, took all of that out. I'm like, what the heck? Okay. Okay, I'm about to get back on it. I done got some pounds off and stuff, so there's some things I'm working on. Because being sore every day and just feeling achy, I can't. And I noticed I do feel more relaxed not being on the internet all day. Because it takes you through a wave of emotions. Well, I'll be making a trip to the Five Below to get me some, she sent me a 5 pound circle weight, and I promise you, all I did was I sat on the toilet, I just got out the shower, and I went and grabbed it and did like this. I'm like, I could just feel all of that. And so then I thought I was going to wake up sore this morning. Absolutely not. Absolutely, I didn't. Absolutely, I did not. I said, no, that's crazy. And so I did the other side, and I stretched real good. It's helping y'all. So if you have constant, like, achiness, and then, too, try to disconnect from the internet for, like, 24 hours. I believe it's mental tension from going through all of those emotions. Because how do I feel more relaxed and I ain't really been on the internet that much? I do. Good morning, Day. Good morning, everybody. Keish. Everybody I missed. Everybody. I don't feel all of that in my neck. So maybe try disconnecting 4 more hours every day and see if your stress level comes down or your anxiety level. Right? Because y'all know that that's mental warfare as well, right? To keep you mentally fatigued. Because your brain is still processing all the images you swipe by when you're asleep. This is why people are not resting. Most definitely I deal with fibromyalgia. Listen. You're welcome. Yep. Yep. Because if your mind is not at rest, your body is not at rest. Mm. And so I realized, wow, I don't have all that tension in my neck from watching all of the craziness all day, right? So I'm about to start putting these to use and working on some of these puzzles y'all gave me and just trying to spend time not taking in so much negative and emotional content. Everything is bad news. It is. And it's like, goodness gracious, can we You know, TikTok used to be a fun place. It's not anymore. And I don't know about Instagram, but I'm sure they're probably all running about the same. So I've been trying to just not. I've been trying to just not, like, if it's not something about like what's going on in the world, and even that I'm limited it. Like, Aaron, I love you, but I gotta swipe. I can't even listen to all of it if it, cause it have you all the way up here. I cannot. Now there are some things that I am paying attention to, like the list. Y'all seen that yesterday or Friday? Did we talk about it? Did we? Y'all see the list they making of all Americans and all of our data so that people can be more easily tracked? You saw it, Isabel? Oh, good morning, Miss Garcia. What y'all think about that? And they're going to use your social media and your online presence to get all that. We talked about it. And guess what? America's not the only country doing it. Did y'all know that? Every single thing that is happening here is happening in other countries too. There are other countries that, to the T, are doing the exact same thing. Did y'all know? They are listing all the people. They are expelling immigrants. This is every single thing that's happening here. Good morning, Pumpkin. Is happening in several places around the world. Also, don't put nothing in your front mirror because they will target you. What you mean? In your car? Like bumper stickers and stuff? Yeah, I don't. Mm-mm. Don't. I don't bring no awareness to me. Mm-mm. That's why I don't want no super. I don't. When I go out, I want to move like Batman. Understand? And I ain't talking about at night. I'm talking about in the daytime. I've always done that though. I don't want to. I don't like drawing attention to myself like that. Even when I go out, like I'm gonna be cute, but I'm not gonna. I don't like drawing attention to myself. I have not ever wanted to do that. That's not a thing for me. I like people to mind their business because when you draw attention to yourself, then folks feel like they can do whatever, say. No, I don't give too much eye contact when I go places because I don't want you to talk to me. And that's everybody. That ain't like being funny. Like, oh, don't, no, I don't try to get, because people are crazy. People are off their rockers. Everybody doped up on whatever and this, that, and no. I'm gonna talk to the cashier person, and that's pretty much about it. Other than that, I'm not trying to make no small talk with you in the store or nothing. Yeah, I don't fool with it. It's too many. I just. You said you called it the first Zoom. What first Zoom? What you talking about? What you didn't went and watched it? I don't even remember what the first Zoom was. Girl, I might not be able to remember the class from last week. We had so many. I just know we studied it. I can't tell you when and where, baby. But I know we might have studied something. I don't know. CERCA, I get a vibration plate, and it helped me a lot with pain, energy, sleep, weight loss, strength. Interesting. You said they're gonna start using Zoom against us. That's why we stopped. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I also saw something that said that the reason people aren't getting jobs is because of what they post on their social media. Your political views and things like that. Mm-hmm. You saw. Mm-hmm. Do you remember I kept telling y'all, hey, be careful what you say online because it could cost you your freedom? Y'all remember that? Who remembers? Raise your hand if we talked about it. I said, just because you know, you have to find a different way to say, or the people might be showing up at your door. But what's happening right now? That very thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all see the lawlessness? They're even saying those exact words on TV now. Who remember us studying lawlessness? We studied lawlessness a lot. Did we not? We studied that word a lot. Some people just now, it's their first time really even understanding what that word means right now in 2025. They probably might not have ever heard it. Not even trying to be funny. Because a lot of people don't know what lawlessness means and what it looks like. But they are saying we are living in that very time right now, in a time of lawlessness, which means when the people that make the laws, okay, are not even followed, that's lawlessness. How can you expect, okay, but is this not going down in religion? Hello? The people that are teaching the law don't even follow it. The people that got people stressed out that they ain't never gonna get into heaven, the teachers of the law. Oh, so it's not just happening in our government, it's happening in the house of God as well. Hello? Hello? As my grandbaby said, that's why I keep saying that. Because she's so nosy when her mama, if I call her mama or her mama call me, she didn't learn my voice. She says, hello! She'll come running down the hallway. She didn't even let her see my face. And she know this voice, though. Like y'all kids. It's my Titi Circle. She just scream hello all loud and go on about her business. Like, hey, how you doing? She can't even see my face. Not that you know grandma's voice. Good job. Good job. That's another reason I don't do too much talking in the store. I don't do a lot of talking. And thank you. Okay. All right. It's great. Unless it's like a few places, like the P.O. Box place. But anywhere else, And that was before TikTok. Because people, they know my voice. And I've had little kids come run and attack me from 2 hours over because I'm yelling at somebody or saying something. And they be like, that's my TT. For real. I don't do so much talking when I go to the store. Right. And that's why yes. No, that's fine. Thank you so much. Yes, you have a great day. Huh? God bless you. And I'll move on. Because sometimes people be like, those right there, that's what I need. Okay, thank you. It's time to go. For real. That's crazy, but it's always been like that too. Always. Yep. Now, anyway, we are now entering a very interesting time. And the things that are going on in Palestine and in Israel are slowly creeping into every other city, state, province, and whatever else we got around the world. All of these leaders that are coming into power have one thing in common. No, that's not the one. What Why do I keep taking the freaking cows out of here? Y'all. I'm about to put my tip. I did take them out of here. Dang it. Well, we about to use this. This is the hood school. You can use whatever you want. You don't got to use what they say use. You use whatever you want. Whatever is available. Ah, as my grandbaby says, what to do, what to do. Oh, come on. I have horrible handwriting. Y'all know it. Y'all done got used to reading it, though. This. Horrible handwriting. This is a sucky thing. Hold on. Let's get another, shall we? We can use this one. Oh, look at that. Maybe that'll make it better for y'all. Can you see it better? I know it's horrible because I'm writing it the wrong way. Pride. All of the leaders that are in position around the world are very prideful men. Our leader, the leaders of all, they all have very large egos. The guy from Africa, everybody. Think about it. Pride, lawlessness, all of these things. This is how we're getting to WW3. This right here. Do you hear me? And most times, the casualties of war are the people that have absolutely no power over what's going on. We are the casualties. You hear me? We are the casualties. Our children. Do y'all know that they said that Palestine is the hungriest place on earth right now? The place where Jesus was born is the hungriest place on earth right now. Is that interesting to you? Now, do I believe that the people there are the originals? No. But they are in the land. And most times, when God says something is going to happen, it's going to be to the whole land. And whoever is in that land, well, casualty of punishment. This is not the time to be trying to act like somebody you not. Because some people try to assume certain things. It's like you changing yourself into somebody and don't know the hell that's coming for that person. That would suck. Right? Say you change yourself into Jamie Foxx and you don't know somebody looking for Jamie Foxx to hurt him, hypothetically. Right? That would be like crazy. You was so bent on being something and didn't even understand what came with it. Interesting. Think about that. The people that were originally there were pushed out and carted across water. So sometimes when God lock you up, it's not a bad thing. Hey, hello. He talked about the imposters that was going to be in his land. He talked about it. He said it. He talked about it. He said, I'm going to take y'all out of the land and I'm going to bring some other people there. They going to wear y'all name and everything. But they not going to be the real folks. That don't mean the judgment ain't coming to the land. So in all reality, if you were one of the tribes that got lost, was it really a bad thing? Especially right now. Not that it's not coming for the whole world, but look where it started first. Look where it started first. Yeah. Technically, it was our saving grace. Mm-hmm. It was our saving grace, and we didn't even know it, even in that. Crazy. Anyway, moving on. I've been thinking. And I've been thinking. I downloaded a couple of these because y'all know they be playing. So I have to get it while I can. We just talked about this, but for those of you that haven't heard it. To create a We have breaking news right now. The Trump administration has tapped company Palantir to create a master database of every single American using existing government data. According to the New York Times, it's a significant development that is causing alarm bells to go off within communities across the country right now. The way this is working is government agencies are being encouraged to use Palantir's Foundry tool, which analyzes data from the Social Security Administration to the IRS to Health and Human Services and everywhere in between. And the purpose, according to many experts, is to create this massive database to eventually be able to track and potentially persecute Americans that the Trump administration may not agree with or may not like. This begins with Here's Foundry tool, which analyzes data from the Social Security Administration to the IRS to Health and Human Services and everywhere in between. And the purpose, according to many experts, is to create this massive database to eventually be able to track and potentially persecute Americans in between. And the purpose, according to many experts, is to create this massive database to eventually be able to track and potentially persecute Americans that the Trump administration may not agree with or may not like. This begins with potentially using this massive database to conduct massive immigration enforcement activities within communities across the country. And the company Palantir was founded by Peter Thiel, who was a big Trump supporter and someone on the right. And now the Trump administration is building this large database and no one is talking about it. So spread the word. We'll do a full Hello? Hello? Did you hear her with your ear holes? Because I did. Praise the Lord, saints. Praise the Lord. Some time ago, the Lord asked me to deliver a message to you all about being tracked. And you're going to have to leave all your devices and communication in the past. It's going to be some people you're not going to be able to talk to. It's going to be sometimes you got to just go. There's a young lady in this classroom that had a dream recently. And I was where she was. And in the dream, she wanted to go back and get something. And I said, absolutely not. We can't do that. And then within a week or so of that dream, the American public finds out there is a list being compiled of every single American to be able to persecute them. Amen? Did we talk about that you ain't going to be able to just be saying Jesus however you want to, and the churches are not going to be churches of God anymore? They're going to be churches of the leader of this country, whoever that might be, and then to the world, the one world leader? Did we talk about you not going to be able to have certain things on your car because it's going to draw people to you? We talked about it. We talked about you going to have to be able to just blend in and keep a low profile so that you can make it to where you need to go without anybody really paying attention. Did we talk about it? Do you think that our classes were too extreme? Hey, Pumpkin, do you think that we was doing too much? Y'all over there studying just, it's so random. You never know. Ain't none of it random. Every single class that we have ever had is for now and for later. Teaching your kids not to talk, to be quiet. Don't what the I gotta run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. But I want you to think about our classes. I want you to think about the days that we sat here and we learned about the the United Nations, about us learning about different agencies, going and checking on the agricultural websites for vegetables and food and what they were going to give you if something happened. All of these things, because here shortly, remember, we played Zoe from Amazon a lot. And one of the things that I said is, hey, I rewind it every single time we play it. At the end, it says enter, identify, pay. Enter, identify, pay. Enter, identify, and pay. I said I have not ever had to identify myself before I wanted to buy something. Mind you, when we started, that had already been in process for 2 years. Started in 2020. the stores where you had to enter, identify, and pay. Now, in Palestine and in Israel, there are camps where people have to enter, identify themselves, and then they can get food. Right now, in 2025. Listen, I must have knew one of my kids was about to call. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on, I'm live. Good morning. Sorry, y'all. I promise I'll be feeling when them kids is gonna call. You hear me? Oh, especially that one. And I think she figured out the secret because everybody else, like all of my other devices, don't. Well, my iPad sometimes will ring, but sometimes that's off too. So, well, you know, the notifications. She calls through that Google Meet thing so that she can get through every time. Every time. I said, why you don't call me on them? Because she knows it's going to ring on all my devices. The iPads, everything. Everything start ringing. Both of my phones. So she got on that one. I said, she thinks she's slick. Right. Because she got a whole iPhone. She never FaceTimes me. Hardly ever. She the only person that, well, my cousin. But other than them two, because they know all the other devices ain't no notifications coming through. So she calls on that one every time. I said, yeah, I'm going to have to turn off the notifications for that too. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I want y'all to understand that all of the things that we have studied, and I know it made your heart beat a little fast, but it lit that fire under y'all to go ahead and push through and get up and learn something new and talk with your cousins and your aunties and everybody and get up and get clicked up, meet some people outside of your normal situation, because God knew you was gonna need some people that believe like you believe, because most of your family don't believe you. So if you do have to exit, You ain't just out here bad. You know some folks. You see what I'm saying? We never know who we gonna be to the people that we have labored amongst for the last 3 years. You think God just did that for no reason? When most of your family don't believe nothing you saying, you think He just let you get these relationships for nothing? We talked about this in the beginning of WOIU, and I said, hey, you need to find people that are in your states. That's in WOIU. I've been screaming that for 3 years, over 3 years now, haven't I? Or even across the country, but for sure, we used to take minutes and say, hey, this person is here. Who's over there? We got somebody over here. You need to come over here. It's 4 people over here. Da, 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 da. In the beginning of this, we did that a lot. Because if y'all were anything like me, I know most of your family wasn't going to believe you, because that's how I got to y'all. Birds of a feather. Hello. Good morning. Hello. We don't all think exactly alike, but our thoughts are on the same things. As a community, whether we've met in person, only video chatted, only emailed, our minds are going in the same. It's like we on the same road. Most of us. I can't say all, but if you done stuck around this long, I mean, we've been on the same road for 3 years. That's all I'm gonna say. We've been on this road for 3 years, so do you hear me? How many of the things that we prepared for do you see happening right now? And the world is not alarmed enough. Good morning. They not alarmed enough. People are still just, oh, we only got 4 years of this, and they don't understand what's happening. Did y'all see what China said, or Japan, whichever one it was? They talking about blowing folks off the map. And you really don't want WW3, because if you keep talking, that's what y'all about to get. Do you think if these countries start doing a lot of what their leaders want to do, that we are going to see devastation in mass quantities? They're not compiling a list for nothing. They're not restricting all of these things for nothing. Everything is about to be a crime. Things that are really not crimes are going to be crimes. That's lawlessness. If the leaders will lie to your face, did we talk about that? Do y'all realize that there was an explosion from 22 for real to 25 or 24 for sure for 2 years of people getting as much information as they could, and then in the 3rd year, information started being heavily restricted. Y'all don't think that's crazy? And I'm not saying people wasn't getting information before, but y'all even saw it. Online, People, everybody, it didn't matter what the book was about. Old books, fantasy books, everybody was, you need to read. You need to read. You need to read legal documents. You need to read all of the contracts. You need to read this. You need to read that. People were researching in the last 2.5 years like crazy. And then they started putting a block on the information you could have. Why? They are restricting more and more information, whether it be libraries, websites, access to information. It's being restricted heavily. Knowledge is power. How many of y'all got some of these in your house? We talked about them changing the internet as they go. Good job. Can't nobody come in here and change this. What it is what it is. Don't wish, ask God to send them, Danielle. He will. Do you hear me? Now do you see why God led you here and had you buy as many books as you can? That's just one of the reasons, because he knew they was about to take away the information. We talked about, me telling y'all, my mama said a long time ago, they gonna get rid of the Bibles and they gonna get rid of the books. Who remembers me talking to y'all about that in the beginning of WOIU? I said it a lot. They're going to get rid of the books. They're going to get rid of the information. They can turn the internet off. We talked about that a lot. And people are like, why would I buy those books? And I could just read it online. I said, what you going to do when they turn that off? Oh, okay. Here we are 3 years later. What's happening, family? They're closing libraries. They're restricting information in colleges and everything. Now they are taking medical grants from medical schools. You want to know why? Because most of the elite doctors are colored. You said all your classes popping up off the page big time. They don't want that. The specialists have melanin. The people that are teaching the other ones, melanin. And most of these, not all, are rags to riches stories. The leading inventors, and I'm not saying just black, just the people that have color. All of the things that are being restricted. I saw they got rid of Job Corps. My mom went to Job Corps. That's how my mom got into the medical field. I forgot to talk to her about that too today, but she wasn't feeling well. I'll wait till she feel better. She probably already seen it on my mom. My mom was the only one in her. That's how my mom got out of the hood, Job Corps. In the 70s. That's my mother. She put my brothers in like a foster home. For real. When she was like 17. She put her 2 kids in a foster home and she went to Job Corps so that she could do better for them. And I don't know how long she was there. I think a year or something like that. I don't know how long the program was. But when she came back, she started working like in the medical field. She went there for welding. Actually, let me take that back. She went for welding. But her going for welding is what opened up the door for her to, I don't know how she got into the hospital, but she got into the hospital and then she started working on her medical career when she got back from there. Take that back. My mother's a welder. She can weld, which is crazy. But yeah. Your brother too? Yeah. So this is why. Now think about this. A lot of people benefited from that program. Yeah. Yeah, I have a cousin that was in it, like a couple cousins. Yeah. Yeah. But that's how my mom got into the medical field. She went there for welding. I don't know how she got from welding to the hospital, but I know they were connected in some way. And then she went to housekeeping, and, she worked her way up to where she was, and she retired from the medical community, the medical profession. So, but this is the thing. This is why I was telling y'all, um, we gonna have to teach our kids. We might have to teach our grandkids. And I kept saying, very soon. Very soon. You gonna have to, and I was saying this in the beginning. I said you need to get books all the way up to college level on as many subjects as you can. And look at what is happening now with education, with colleges, with grants. You have many classes that you said that through. Listen, I'll just read an article where they're closing job fairs now. Yeah. Baby, I already answered the question. Uh-huh. You said they no longer have them in Goodwill either. No, they took the books from Goodwill. Y'all have been saying that for about 2 years, so they really did take them. Cause I haven't been to Goodwill in, I couldn't tell y'all how long. I have not been. The only time I might go is when I go to Indy, but if I don't have time, I don't go. Yours have none. Y'all Goodwills don't got books. But somebody been saying that too. Please. Only thing in there is romance and recipes. Went to 3 different ones. Interesting. Wow. But it's been a couple people that have said there's no books in a lot of the good. Remember, we talked about it, and I told them to go to Salvation Army and then start doing garage sales where they be giving away whole big pallets of books for $10 or whatever you got in a truck to take it. You went to Job Corps for 4 years. Okay, I don't think my mom was there that long. Maybe 2 or 3. I don't know how long she was there. I know she left at 17, and I think she came back at like 19 or 20, something like that, right before she turned 21, because she had me when she turned 22. They selling what online? All the books. People go, yeah. And people used to do that. When I used to go to the Goodwill outlet, they would be in there with scanners. Libraries are selling books from $1 to $10. Interesting. Why are libraries selling a book? You had to go to Salvation Army to get your books? This is when I would be on Facebook Marketplace, all the free sites where people are if they are still get, like my mom pop out and went on and they don't feel like doing all that. Them is the places you need to be looking for estate sales and stuff like that for sure. If you want to build some books, ask God to put an estate sale in your way and a few nice garage sales, because they about to be popping. And the older generation is going away, and a lot of these kids ain't thinking about no books. They gonna throw them away. So, boat books. I know here, somewhere in the city, and then Queen, and I think it was Queen Auntie and Mari or somebody. I can't remember. Justice. It was somebody. They went to a old bookstore. They have like 25-cent bookstores too, like the warehouses, like place where you can go in there. I found my Moses stick. Laugh out loud in an estate sale. I just talked to your nephew about a t-shirt I want him to do, and I got on there and it started designing it, because he always be too busy forever and ever. Our library has them where you can buy them by donation. Interesting. How does this make y'all feel to see our classes popping up off the page? Wow. For real. I mean, we in it now. We 3 years in. They're making the list of the of Americans and all people to be tracked for persecution. I mean, what it like when you see the word popping up off the page? For real. All your classes literally are coming true. Everything we studied from agriculture all the way up to the signs in the heavens and understanding the celestial bodies and everything. Scary. You said scary is scary, but thankful for listening and preparing. This is my thing. Now, with everything and how quickly it is happening, and I asked this question a lot, and I'm gonna ask it again. Do you see where my fever come from for these pastors that have not prepared these people? Do you see how the migrants are being rounded up like and again? Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, we talked about this, and I want y'all to hear this. I already know y'all know. Is this it? We've got hold of this phone that was smuggled out of North Korea last year, and it shows some of the surprising lengths the regime is now going to censor information. North Korea blocks information from outside the country, and these phones don't have access to the internet. But South Korean TV shows are being smuggled over the border to try to show North Koreans how rich South Korea is and how much freedom people have here, to try to undermine the regime. Now, Kim Jong-un has banned these shows, and from this phone you can see that he's now also blocking people from using popular South Korean words. Look what happens when I type in the word oppa. This word literally means older brother in Korean, but people here in South Korea now use it as slang to refer to their boyfriends as well. So, I'm not going to play this whole thing. Basically, they making phones over there, but they can't get on the internet. He controls what words they can type and what words they can't. Did we talk about that? That you're not going to be able to type certain words, or it's going to bring the people to you? Okay. Enter it. It automatically changes to the word comrade. You can see that the phone is taking a screenshot every 5 minutes or so. Is taking a screenshot every 5 minutes or so, but the user can't open these files. Only the authorities can. But the phone is taking a screenshot every 5 minutes or so, but the user can't open these files. Only the authorities can. Only the authorities can. Only the authorities can. So they can see when people are looking at or sharing things that they're not supposed to. Did we talk about it? Did we? We talked about all of that, did we not? I literally was saying, even on your regular phone, you need to be careful because they are tracking all of those words. This was in 22. In a dystopia right now. Sheriffs in Texas were caught using software designed for nationwide license plate reading to track down a woman who, instead of risking her life, risking her freedom, and going to a clinic, decided to administer her own health care and terminate her pregnancy at home. When caught, the sheriff said, "Oh, no, dear heavens, license plate reading.
are truly living in a dystopia right now. Sheriffs in Texas were caught using software designed for nationwide license plate reading to track down a woman who, instead of risking her life, risking her freedom, and going to a clinic, decided to administer her own health care and terminate her pregnancy.
Did you hear that? She didn't want to go to jail for trying to have an abortion. And they used her license plate to track her. First of all, how y'all know she did it? Because you was watching her phone. How to do an abortion at home. Interesting. Can I ask y'all a question? Now, do y'all see why I said the people that do not know how to understand instructions the first time, I don't want them around me? Because they going to cost everybody their life and their freedom. Gotta be loud, gotta be noticed, gotta be talking all the time and telling everybody every single thing and what they doing and where they going. Absolutely not. You cannot be around me. And that's why in the beginning of this, I did those tests with my eyes. I told folks what was going on, and I said it is not your business to tell. So as soon as people would come on and they say, "CERCA, what's wrong?" and I wouldn't look, folks would start explaining for me. Well, I gave you direct instructions because I'm trying to see how easily you let your water out your bag. I did several tests like that where all the people was like, "Oh, we need to get together." We do. But can you be trusted to know where our meeting place is going to be without telling the enemy where we at? Because you got to be acting like you in between some stuff and you know somebody don't know, trying to look big. Do you know how to hold your mouth? Do you know how to understand instructions the first time? Do you try problem solving skills to try to figure out what the hell I just said to you? Or you going, I don't know what that means. Oh, okay, well then you'll never know because I won't be explaining it. And now y'all see why I be like, no, I don't care. If you can't respect what I say, I am blocking you out of my life because them is the people that's gonna put us in jeopardy. You got a big old pride and all. Oh, what's going on over there? And what's crazy, I read to y'all what I dreamed about my mama. Why I talked to her today, and that's exactly what she was talking about, moving. I said, yep, that was a scary thing for me because I had to be where you was at, girl. Oh, Jesus, please. And she didn't want to tell nobody where she was moving to. She just wanted to move and end up moving in a crazy place because she didn't want to tell nobody. And I was yelling at her, like, if you would have told me, I could have told you to go, not move over there. You needed to move over. Like, and then I talked to her today after not talking to her for however long. And there you go. She was just talking about it. I said, well, okay. You said, right. I even stopped telling friends about our class for that reason. I know why our classes have shrunk. I'm okay with it. That's why I kept telling you I ain't sad about it. Because too many people, if you're combative in here, and if I say something and you always rebuttaling, and I'm not saying you can't do whatever, you're just not going to be around me doing it. Because I know for a fact that the things that God is telling me, that's why when people used to try to come in class and try to undercut or what, I can't even think of the word right now, but try to be on some, well, I hear what CERCA is saying, but you don't have to do that. Now, oh, okay, well, don't. You right. But I don't know if you should, I mean, because they in here too, faithfully. And they don't never say these things when I'm in here. They always wait until I leave. So you should pay attention to that as well. Period. I only want people around me that are listening. Now, what you have to do with the information is on you. I don't know. They definitely try to undermine me. Okay? When all I'm trying to do is help people make sure they can eat, be warm, that they understand what's going on. Like, for what? He said, I'm working on my PhD in criminal justice, and this topic has been at the center of discussion since Friday. Okay. Oh, you talking about the list. Yeah, I believe it. But think about that. Just like what you were saying when y'all were in the Zooms. This is what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Mari. Okay, look. We talked, I don't know if you've been here. We talked about the list. The list is happening. We talked about them handcuffing your kids. Did y'all see that the 4 babies that was under 12 years old, they had them in handcuffs in the plastic zip ties? A 4-year-old. Did we talk about them taking your children and throwing them in them camps as well? Did we talk about it? In immigration court.
I was in a court last summer where a 3-year-old was in proceedings. He played with his toy car, and the children in zip ties at immigration court in San Antonio today. So take a look. These are elementary school age children, maybe a teenager here, in zip ties while his mom is being bent over and arrested because they all went to court today. Look at these kids, like kids they are clean, pressed and dressed, ready to go to court because their mom is trying to do the right thing by going to court when she's supposed to, bringing all of her kids because they're not allowed to miss court either. And they were zip tied. Look at this officer holding on to this kid's hand, his little arm over here. This is what your tax dollars are paying for. This is infuriating.
Did we talk about it? Still don't think it's important to teach your children to listen when you tell them the first time, to be quiet when you tell them to be quiet, to understand go when you tell them to go. Still don't think that's important. Still don't. Come on, Mari. But did we talk about this? People try to make me feel bad for telling y'all to get on y'all kids. I want y'all to know that. You're going to scare the kid. I wouldn't give. They going to be scared. And some people can't listen to no kids screaming and hollering. And while you in the hands of the authorities, all kind of people come up hurt and things. How scared they gonna be if they don't know what to do this. I be having this talk with my daughter a lot. Please do. Literally, God prepared us and He was showing us what to get ready for. They don't have no empathy, don't. My baby, is it a foxhole? I don't know if Tanisha and Nicole are here. Her baby is 4. He got code words. He knows how to go hide. All of these different things. And she just said, we're going to watch Bird Box and Quiet Place, I think, again. To refresh his memory. People want to live in the trauma of the past, not even really realizing what trauma is about to pop off. And if your mind is not strong, you'll check out. And the news has constantly been reminding the masses that just because they are kids doesn't mean they won't get hurt or unalive. Come on. And the numbers of them and young babies are going, come on. Okay. It's given they want these babies for adrenochrome only because why wouldn't I raise my baby to listen to my voice? Okay. There were people that said we were fear-mongering. Do y'all see it playing out? We talked about the camps. I said there was mothers and fathers and the children, and they separated them. I said that so much it started getting me blocked from TikTok. And look, whole families. We talked about who it was going to happen to first. Is it not the immigrants or the migrants? I said, do not be okay with what they are doing to them. They are just making sure it worked. They came up with an immigrant list, and now there's an American list. God literally told us their playbook, play by play by play by play. They don't only want to catch us off guard, but they want to catch our babies. Of course. The devil don't care about the souls. Them babies going to be hungry. Let us give you this shot and you can eat. The devil wants souls. He don't care about how old the soul is. Period. They trying to get rid of public housing next. I already know. Listen. Did we talk about it? Did we talk about it? Please tell me you have a tent. Please tell me you have sleeping bags. Hello? I said, I already know at some point in time I'm not going to be able to live where I'm living right now for whatever reason. Yes. They took the food. Okay. They made it against the law to be homeless. Was that not one of the first classes? Hello? One of our first long classes. We went and studied all the cities where it was against the law to be homeless. And some people say, it's not. Oh, okay, go look it up. Now, you are cutting people's jobs. You are cutting their food. You're cutting their housing. You're cutting their insurance. That was crazy because they don't pay enough for some people to pay rent. It's ridiculous. Listen, did we talk about Erika? Did we talk about all of this? This is why we bought portable toilets. This is why we bought portable showers. portable sinks, portable refrigerators, wool blankets, things to filter water, power sources. Still don't think God was preparing you for now? The whole homeless community in Cali disappeared. Who remembers me talking? Who remembers us talking about watch what happens when